Good morning guys, you find me in Glastonbury at the beginning of today's video and we're off to Cardiff. How easy is it to get from Glastonbury to Cardiff? Well, why don't you come with me and we'll go and find out. So, on paper at least, this is supposed to be quite an easy journey. We get the 376 Mendip Explorer bus, which runs all the way into Bristol from here and drops us almost outside of Temple Mead Station, where we go and catch a train to Cardiff. This goes under the Severn Tunnel and drops us into Cardiff quite soon after. It's a very quite quick trip. So we should be there by lunchtime. So let's see what happens. The keen-eyed amongst you may notice that this is the stop I use when going to London on the Berries bus. And here comes our bus now, the 376. It says Wells, I hope that's going to Bristol. Let's go find out. And we're off, heading up the high street towards Bristol. I believe the bus is stopping in Wells and they're changing drivers, but this should go on to Bristol. So, fingers crossed. Sadly the windows are condensed up, so we're not going to see much from this bus today. This is Pensford Viaduct, sadly now disused. Built in 1874 to carry the Bristol and South Somerset Railway. The total length of the viaduct is 995 feet and it has a height of 95 feet above the ground with 16 spans. During construction the bridge failed and had to be rebuilt for a second time. The last scheduled passenger train to cross it was the 925 from Frome to Bristol on the 31st of October 1959. Goods, mostly coal, ceased in 1964. It's not long before we are passing through Bristol's suburbs. If you ever watch Being Human on TV, that was filmed here. And there is Temple Mead Station. Thank you. But here we are, we've made it to Bristol and there's Temple Mead Station behind me, so we're going to go that way now. The normal bus stops for Temple Meads have been temporarily closed for quite a long time. I suspect because they're demolishing that hotel over there. Maybe when that's been demolished they'll reopen these, or maybe they'll keep them closed while they rebuild, I don't know. But these are the Temple Mead Station bus stops. The cranes you can see there aren't actually in the station, they're on the other side. And I believe they're actually constructing a new campus for Bristol University. I'll find out and check that's correct. And as we arrive at what is probably the back entrance of the station and we look down through this engine shed, beyond that white wall is Brunel's original engine shed where the original London trains used to stop at a terminus station. Here I am at Bristol Station in the underpass and the first thing we need to do is find some coffee. Better. That will soon get me back up to altitude. I'm heading back now to platform 3, which is this way, where the Cardiff train is going to leave from. Actually, it was platform 1, and here we are. As you can see, Temple Mead is undergoing a massive restoration project at the moment. And here is our train. Well, here we are, sat on the train at last. That coffee sure was good. and we pulled out of Temple Meads spot on time. Soon we are speeding across South Gloucestershire before plunging into the Severn Railway Tunnel. Built by the Great Western Railway between 1873 and 1886 in order to dramatically shorten the journey times of their trains into South Wales. This was built by the GWR between 1873 and 1886 with the idea of dramatically shortening the journey times of their trains into South Wales. This removed the need for lengthy diversions north via Gloucester. Now, I don't want to scare anybody, but each and every day an average of 50 million litres of water leaks into this tunnel, meaning several large pumps run 24 hours a day pumping it back out again. The tunnel is 4.3 miles long, and until 1987 it was the longest underwater tunnel in the world. And we are through. And now we're in South Wales.
We are now approaching Severn Tunnel Junction.
And here we are, this is Newport. In the distance you can see the Newport Transporter Bridge. I'll be back later in the year to have a proper look, so please do subscribe to the channel and hit the like button so that we can let you know when these videos are released. Really soon after leaving Newport we are pulling into Cardiff. Well, here we are in Cardiff. Opened in June 1850 after Brunel had diverted the River Taff so that it wouldn't flood, it is 170 miles down the line from Paddington Station and the busiest station in Wales. We've arrived. I'm going to be making the rest of this film as we go home again later. I've come here to film some other stuff here in Cardiff. So I'll see you back here just before 6 o'clock for the return journey. Welcome back, guys. I'm back at the station for my journey home. Now, my train is booked for 3 o'clock. No, 6 o'clock today. It's now just gone 3. I'm going to see if I can catch an early train because I've finished filming everything I need to do and I just want to head on home. So we're looking for the next Bristol train, wherever that is. Let's go and have a look. So there's one in 1/4 on platform 3. I'm going to see if I can catch that. Actually, it was platform 1. That sound familiar? The next train is ours. And we are off, speeding through South Wales. Newport. So our train today eventually goes to Southampton. These trains are in the sidings of Llanwern Steelworks. Opened in 1962, it featured the first computer-controlled mill and was also the first oxygen-blown integrated steel mill in Britain. It closed in 2009, however, with a loss of over 500 jobs. And so it is goodbye South Wales and hello England as we pull into Filton Abbey Wood. Filton, home of Concorde, has had connections with aerospace industries from the earliest days of aviation with the Bristol Aeroplane Company right up to date with Airbus Industries. Time for a quick toilet check. Not too bad, although nothing to dry your hands on. Looking back at the video, I think there may have been actually a hidden hand dryer below the mirror. But it's clean. And here we are back in Bristol. But now we've got to go and catch a bus. That way. Well, here we are back in Bristol again. I've got to say, that was a decent train journey, just over an hour each way, just over £10 each way as well. Coming back, I looked for the toilet so I could do a toilet check, and I could only find one toilet on a 4-coach train, so that's not very many, but the one that was there so far was clean. But it only just set off from Cardiff about an hour ago. It's got to go all the way to Southampton yet. But all in all, it was clean. The train was comfortable, it wasn't overcrowded. I got a table both ways with an empty seat next to me. And it was a nice, comfortable, convenient journey. Now we've got the vagaries of the 376 back to Glastonbury, so let's go and catch that, shall we? Well, according to the timetable, there's about a 27-minute wait here, so we've obviously just missed one, which is a pain, but never mind, this happens. This was the busiest 376 I've ever been on. It was standing room only until we were well out of Bristol. Heading home at last, and I have now got a seat on the bus as it's emptied out. So, soon be back in Glastonbury, not far to go now. Well, that was an interesting journey. A bus, a train, and then a train and a bus. There and back again, as they say. The train was lovely, very enjoyable ride both ways. The bus going there was great, but of course coming back when I did from Bristol, it was silly hour and ridiculously busy. In fact, the bus was standing room only till well outside of Bristol. In fact, it was standing room only until you got way outside of Bristol. It's the busiest I've ever seen a 376, but hey, we got back eventually. Well, I set out to find out if it was viable to go to Cardiff for a day from Glastonbury. And it is. Not only is it doable, it's very easily doable. And definitely worth it. I actually quite like Cardiff. It's a vibrant little place, it's very compact, and you don't have to walk great long distances to get around. So there you go, Cardiff in a day from Glastonbury. It's doable, I've done it. I hope you enjoyed the video. We'll see you on the next one, but for now, bye bye.